Hello, hello, and welcome to Wednesday, the 27th of May. All right, it is a raining day here, very, very wet, but it's still a lovely day. I feel like my screen is a little bit foggy. I don't know, hang on, let me just get my glasses. Not that I have to use them, but yes. All right, hang on. Did that fix it? I don't know. Anyway, let's just get on with it, hey? All right, so we do have the moon in Libra today. All right, so settings viewer. There we go. I don't wonder how I can make that permanent. Anyway, yeah, so moon's still in Libra, being ruled by Venus in Cancer. So today we've got the moon's not doing that many things. It is in a trine, all right, so an easy flow to Mercury in Gemini, all right, so moon in Libra, balance, equality, diplomacy. Good morning, Paulette. Hello, Heather. How are you? So yeah, moon in Libra. All right, let's weigh things up. Maybe we want to be diplomatic, again, just partnerships. And one thing I really want to say that I got very strongly was a relationship is not one-sided. All right, so just remember that when you're in a relationship, it could be two people, three people, it could be like a group of people. All right, there is still people relating to each other. You don't have to bear the burden of all the things. All right, so I wonder if today we can easily talk about things. All right, so Moon trine Mercury in Gemini. He's at his best and he can communicate effectively. Okay, so that's at 2 p.m. All right, so that's when the moon is exactly trine Mercury. So if you want to have conversations with people, or if you're picking up issues, then try to wait till around, or before 2, around 2. All right, now the moon is also square Jupiter. All right, that's at 7:30 p.m. Now, this is important because don't overpromise what you can't deliver. Okay. Now, after 4 o'clock, there is also an opposition to Chiron starting. All right. So, if you are a people pleaser, if that is one of your wounds that you can't effectively put up boundaries, especially in relationships, then this one's for you. All right. So, normally, I'll read the words now. Normally, if you're not a people pleaser, you would say, no, sorry, I have too many things on my plate to be able to comfortably help you today. Right? How does that feel to hear? Does that make you cringe? Like being able to say no. If someone says, can you? No. Straight away, no, I can't do that. All right? So just think about those ones. So, well, think about it. Is the words. And don't overpromise what you can't handle. And remember that there are two or more people in any relationship, and you don't need to handle all of the burden. All right, so this is a very much one of those days where it's about communication, it's about loving yourself and self-worth, and knowing your own personal boundaries and just speaking up for yourself. Mercury's like fucking having a good chat, all right? So again, that moon, your emotional state can weigh things up easily and effectively so that you can communicate your needs, because previously you may have been someone that just wanted people to accept you. You would do whatever it took just so people would pat you on the head or say, oh, good job, or thank you, or, oh my God, I appreciate it. But then, because we do it so often, you just become the go-to, where they don't appreciate the fact that you're trying to help everyone and make everyone happy. They're just using you. All right. So there's definitely that, because Venus is square Saturn. All right, so Venus, who's ruling the moon in Cancer, that just wants to love everybody and receive love and nurturing. Saturn's like, how's it working for you? Saturn is in Aries, so he's getting hard on the individual. Okay, so this is working great for lots of people. Paulette, I can see how amazing Saturn in Aries has worked for you. The discipline and determination it's taken for you to continue to go to the PT, to continue to do the hard work and dedication it takes to lose weight and become a better version of yourself. So here's that. So Venus square Saturn. All right. So this is the no. I'm putting up boundaries around my person. All right. I've done it enough for long enough, and I'm going to say no. All right, I just can't emphasize that no enough, can I? All right, so now Jupiter is also square Chiron. So this is a lesson, a long-term lesson. Actually, I'm not quite sure when that Jupiter is exactly square Chiron. Probably maybe a week or two. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, all the things are pointing to you understanding your initial wound as the people pleaser, as the compliant, I'll do it for you just so that you give me some attention. All right. So Venus is saying no. Jupiter is saying learn these lessons. All right. So after 4, it actually might make a lot more sense. So at 2 o'clock, express your needs. Um, After 4, you may be able to connect the dots a little bit easier as to why. Well, I just got this sense of it might be really uncomfortable. Good morning, Louise. How are you? Yeah, I just got the sense of, like this is something that you're going to have to push through and challenge yourself with. But ultimately, it's going to be so much better. So, and then at that 7:30, there's that square to Jupiter. All right. So, Jupiter just makes everything bigger, and a square is just like, no, just your plate is already full enough. All right. Do you really need, good morning, Sally. Do you really need that extra burden? And like I was saying in the words, there are more than one person in a relationship. You don't have to bear the burden for everything, especially, like, I don't know, mothers or elder siblings, or I don't know. I've heard a lot lately about elder siblings having to bear the responsibility of looking after younger siblings, and that's just then unpaid work, really, isn't it? Or something like that. I mean, something I don't understand because I didn't have siblings to look after, but same with, if somebody's extra sensitive in the workspace and they're known as the person to go to because they'll do it because they've never said no, no, sorry, I've got enough on my plate. So that is there's that. Um, that's pretty much it. Although I know after 11 there is after 11 o'clock, the sun starts a sextile to Saturn. So this is good. Is it 11? Yeah, after 11. All right. So in the morning, we won't have that Saturn influence. But after 11, even though I know it's wide, I know I can hear you, any astrology people going, it's only just coming to orb. Yeah, but it's coming to Ord. There is some sort of connection. So the sextile to Saturn gives you the opportunity, if you do the work, think of that hand crank, to put in those boundaries. All right. So yeah. So it's all about, yes, I want to be loved, but I'm not prepared to do all the things for you because you're taking advantage of me. Because after 4, the Chiron comes in, and we're like, yeah, that's my wound. That's my old way of doing things. I don't need to be a people pleaser now because I can nurture myself. So, how does that feel for you guys? Do you feel like, are you being taken advantage of at work? Are you in a relationship where it's very one-sided and you're doing all the things? All right, so today might be a day where you can speak up for yourself. Don't hold back. Yeah, it's just one of those days. I'm trying to be really quiet. Sorry, Ben is sleeping upstairs, so I'm not quite sure how loud I am. So now look, I'm tomorrow. Tomorrow is tricky. All right, so um, I've only written a title. I'm so looking forward to getting in advance of this, but it is what it is at the moment. But tomorrow is sensitivity, unpredictability, and a little bit of tension. All right, so I'm telling you that because the moon moves into Scorpio tomorrow at 10 to 11. All right, so any of this experience of today, like, I'm doing too much, you're not doing your fair share, it's out of balance, might follow you over into tomorrow. All right. So and most of the stuff tomorrow is later in the day. But again, I just, put up boundaries, ladies. I've especially seen that in the last couple of weeks. Like people really sort of just starting to, build the boundaries. It doesn't have to be, you don't expect a building to be up in no time. There has to be the foundations dug, and then there has to be the walls built, and then the roof, and then the inner walls. You know what I mean? So, like, this is that slow, steady progress that Saturn will always reward you for. Paulette, I'm sure I'm going to use you as the example because I'm in this similar boat. Like I've lost 10 kilos since January. It's not an instant thing. I know your journey has been quite lengthy as well, Paulette, because it is steady, consistent hard work. All right. So this is like this. This is about steady, consistent boundaries. They don't have to be massive. You don't have to freak yourself out. It's just, I've noticed that. Or, just putting in bits and pieces here and there. It doesn't have to be massive in explosive. Like, like like yesterday with the Mars square Pluto. How did you guys go yesterday? Did anything explosive happen yesterday, or did you have any uh, forceful boundaries? Like I said though, I wasn't quite sure on yesterday because Mars in Taurus. He's not feeling. If it was Mars in Aries square Pluto in Aquarius, I think that would have been way worse. We were lucky that it was in Taurus. That calmed it down a bit. Anyway, my point is that today you are looking for balance. All right, you are a better person with better boundaries than you used to be. You can use your words to express yourself. And yeah, you are allowed to say, no, I'm sorry, I've got too much on my plate to help you now. All right. So, yes, and slow, consistent process, and it is worth the effort, isn't it? And thank you so much, Sally. I don't feel like I'm ever going to go backwards now. I don't know. I've been up and down my whole life, but yeah, I feel like this is a really good. I just love this Saturn. I just love Saturn now. I'm older, wiser. I'm a crone, the menopausal crone. I'm like, yep. Give me lessons that I can share my knowledge with others. I'm all for that now. So. So yes, and I'm gonna go shopping today. Oh, with the mood in Libra, yeah. Um, that is so not me. I'm like not a shopper, but today I'm actually feeling quite excited to go to the shops and stock up on my clothing because I didn't come with much, so I could buy some to take home with me. So yes, yeah, that's it, guys. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, like I said, the moon doesn't move into Scorpio until 10 to 11 tomorrow. But today, it's about using your words. So yes. So I hope you all have a fabulous day. Mwah, biggest hugs and lots of love to you all. And yeah, have a great one. Thank you.